feels pretty similar. The only thing missing is the oil blocking out the sun in the sky. I noticed they're talking a little bit about how Senate decided to vote against this bill that would help veterans that were around burning oil pits and shit like that. People getting cancer and things like that, you know. It can't be good for your fucking brain either. I mean, what's a good nerve fucking disease? Probably a lot of Huntington's and shit gonna be coming soon to a body near you. I mean, petroleum products, it's like huffing. The only thing that kills brain cells is huffing. You're huffing glue, you're huffing fucking, well, whatever it is, all that shit. Gas. Whatever people huff kills brain cells. Why does it kill brain cells? Because it kills nerve cells. And your brain is the first place you're gonna fucking notice it, probably. It'll slow you down a bit. So, they don't want to help these people. I mean, that's just terrible, man. But then I started thinking about it. After thinking how it was terrible, I was glad I reacted properly the first time. If I had have said, fuck those assholes, and then realized, wait a minute, this is the shit that could be affecting me. I was there. That's it. You'd be there. And there was so much fucking smoke. We weren't like near right up in there, but there was so much, these oil wells burning in Iraq, you know. It really did. It blocked out the sun. You could just see the sun through the fucking fuzz, you know, like dirty cotton. And it just covered the sky all the time. And so I was there. And in my one class, what, you don't fucking believe me? You have no idea how often I hear that. That's bullshit. You didn't do that. What? If I could make shit up like this, I'd probably be writing books instead of sitting here talking to you. Everybody else has already heard my stories. Look at that. The 307th Engineer Battalion Airborne, 618th Engineers Company Light Equipment Airborne. We would drop fucking bulldozers and dump trucks in, and they had us fucking tying them up. You're on detail today, Elderquist. I'm out there shoring up some fucking freight to drop it out of the back of a fucking airplane with parachutes. One of them, once when I was there, they were training at Bragg. It was a grader, a full road grader, you know, this big fucking mosquito looking thing coming down the road. Somebody, the chute got fucked up and it burned in, and it was in the motor pool, and I swear it was about that fucking tall. So it might have been just over 3 fucking feet tall. Wham! They've got us doing this shit. But, yeah, so we had the engineers, the light equipment guys, 618th. They were with the 307th. And it's the Desert Shield, Desert Storm, August 1990 to April 1991. I was there the whole time. Today is August 2nd. That is the day that Saddam Hussein annexed Kuwait. And we're sitting around drinking and not figuring anything's gonna fucking happen. It's just some place in the fucking world. U.S. has been friends with Saddam Hussein for so long. How would you expect the U.S. to fucking do something? Must have really fucking screwed us over somehow. That's what you call divorcing a friend. So yeah, we got our war book here. They made this after we got back. And so, yep. Oh, you mean you think it might be something I just got out of a box of books that I was dumping off at the Goodwill from my dad's garage? Oh, no. My baby, she wrote me a letter. There it is. Whichever one it is in there, I'm the tall one. There was a French helicopter pilot stopped with his helicopter there, and we, ADE, went up and just hung out with him for a minute, and somebody got a picture. And that picture, I would take rolls of film, and I would just mail them. It was free mail through the military. I would mail rolls of film back to my mom, and she'd have them. And then I'd keep her, yeah, she'd make doubles so I could have one. And my dad took that picture to work. And the tall one, that's me. The one guy, he says, oh my gosh. He says, that's your son? What is he, 6'6"? And my dad's like, no. It just happens to be that everybody there around me was 5'4", 5'5". Major Temple was about 5'4". Sergeant Miller was probably about 5'5", and that French guy, well, what do you expect from the French? Yeah. So there's a picture of me in the desert by a helicopter. Those are other people. Oh, there's PFC. Soto sums up the medic's view of the war. That's Soto. He's a medic. He's taking a dump in a hole, in case you didn't notice. Yeah. So, oh, what? That doesn't say anything? This desert heat. I just got sweat in my eye. I should take a drink. And oh, the oil is filling here. Block the inner layer, outer layer of the lungs, block all the alveoli and everything with nicotine and tar. And that way, when the oil comes in and sticks in there, it sticks to the nicotine and tar, and we go, you spit it all out. Oil likes healthy lungs. But here's a letter from the office of the Special Assistant for Gulf War illnesses. They're out of Falls Church, Virginia. You notice there's a forwarding sticker on there. It's always been difficult to find me. And that was sent 12 March 1998. It got from my folks' house to my place in San Jose. You see how hard it was to keep up? I've been gone a while by then. So yeah, got a letter from the office as a Special Assistant for Gulf War illnesses. I'm like, I don't know. What does this have to say? And it's got their letterhead. Dear Gulf War veteran, they don't know me, so they don't know my story, but they're putting the word out. I am writing because our records show that your unit was in the vicinity of An Nasiriyah, Southwest Ammunition Storage Point, ASP, Iraq, during the period from March 1st, it's March 1st in the beginning of August. March 1st through April 1991. The Office of the Special Assistant for Gulf War Illnesses recently conducted an investigation into the possible presence of chemical weapons at the An Nasiriyah Southwest SWASP. We have published an interim report in the form of a case narrative, fact sheet enclosed. Because there was some evidence that Iraq stored some chemical weapons at An Nasiriyah SWASP during our investigation, included reviews of intelligent lab reports with tech and interviews, eyewitness commanding officers, nuclear, biological, and chemical officers. Chemical guy was my Sergeant Marlack friend. He's the one that was out in the Fox vehicle, and they came back and we said we found chemical, nerve agent, chemical weapon type stuff. And then the next day they came back out of the tent and they said, no, there was nothing out there. The people up there did. They said there was nothing. These are not the droids you were looking for. They let us have it for one day knowing, and then they told us something that made us forget over the years, but I didn't. And there's a thing in here that they wanted me. Well, there's even a story of the whole thing. I was there when they blew up that fucking munitions fucking bunker. It was like a gymnasium, man. And I'm walking around. I was inside it before they blew it because I'm with the guys that are doing it. See, I get all the best seats. Just giggle and grin, and they'll let you in. And yeah, there were crates there from Amman, Jordan, with their little palm tree symbol on it and everything, and I looked at those and I said, wait a minute, I thought Amman, Jordan was supposed to be against this guy. I thought he was our friend, that prince from Amman, Jordan. He got a lot of airtime back then, I think. Seems to be. Sometimes there was CNN in a fucking tent, commander's tent. That's how they saw me. I was on CNN. Thing is, they're asking me to report any kind of illness I have. Do I feel fine? Do I feel any kind of symptoms? That was in 1998, 7 years later. And I was there from August of 90 to April of 91, like they said. And we were in Saudi first, and then we moved into Iraq in like January, February. Just hanging around for a while. Getting desert training, and I always found it foolish to think that we were taking desert training as we were, like nearly at the front line. It's like, oh, you guys might want to learn something here. Jeez. They sent us really fast, but they knew it was happening because they had us training in desert camel 2 weeks before, out in the field for a few days, a week. I was like, why are we wearing this? They gave it to us to wear. But the funny thing is then we had to give it back. And then the funny thing is August 13th, I think we left here. And I'll talk more about that later. Not in this show, don't worry, I'm almost done. And they came out, we all had our woodland camouflage on, battle dress uniform, BDUs, woodland camouflage. And they came out to the airport yellow ramp where we were at the time. And you can see it from the road, if I remember right. And they brought us a bunch of uniforms. And because it's the middle of summer in North Carolina, that's why they've got that flap on your summer BDUs, the thinner ones, is because you don't wear your drawers in the summer. That way your dick's not falling out. But it flaps, you unbutton, you piss, you put it back. You don't wear your underwear in the summer. So they brought us all our BDUs out there, and I don't know if somebody was making a movie or what. It'd probably be all over the internet now if it didn't happen to have been only 1990 at the time. But yeah, a whole shitload of paratroopers. on a tactical fucking mission. We were the first to go. There was one flight that flew out the day before with a couple other people, but we were the first special unit. That's what they told my mom. Said they couldn't tell her where I was. So a whole bunch of paratroopers out there, airplanes on the ground, fucking Humvees, and everybody's fucking stripping naked. Stand on the airport, hair on fire and balls bouncing. And we put on our desert camouflage. That's when we got it, when we were getting on the fucking aircraft. Happened really fast. But the thing is, there, it's all there. And then I was in a class at therapy, psychological therapy class, some kind of therapeutic therapy class, different kinds of things, how to do therapy. And we had this woman that was just a cunt. She was just very and very rigid, very terse, very frigid, just like a curse. And she started talking about this thing, and she didn't know that I had been in the military. It was often, I got to surprise a lot of professors when they found out that I had been in the military, because they would have never guessed. Who would? But she was talking about this Gulf War thing, illness thing, and it turns out she's on the committee, the nationwide committee. And I raised my hand. I said, I got the thing. And she says, did you return it? Did you give your results? You return it? You fill it out? And I said, no. She didn't like me already. And she said, well, you need to do that. She says, we need this information. I said, well, the way I see it, I said, I feel fine right now. And if I fill this out saying I'm fine, years down the road when something does happen, they're going to be telling me that it's a pre-existing condition or something, or post-existing condition is what that would happen to be. My pre-existing condition from fucking being in the Gulf, Desert Shield and Storm, that's my pre-existing condition. But they don't want to deal with that. So yeah, I said, if I say I feel fine, they're going to call it a condition which it's not related. I don't know how I said it. I'm saying all this now. And she got really mad at me. And I got a D in her class, and it didn't affect me at all because it wasn't required. I'd had enough elsewhere to pass what I needed to in the big picture. I don't mind fucking failing. Well, failing means you need to take it again. Sometimes a D is fantastic. I didn't want to work for her either. I'm a bad fucking student if I don't like you. And now, these things are showing up. And now, imagine how ridiculous we must look in the face of the world. We're too close to really get a good feel for it because we're used to getting it this way. But the world looking and saying, oh, the great police state of the United American fucking colonies and territories. They love war. They love being in it all. They've been at a war 7/8 of the time they've been in existence. They've been in war in another country. But they won't take care of their employees. I can guarantee you that the military itself would take care of the employees. But it's these fuckers that keep their kids out all the while saying how great they are and luring kids in to be heroes. Heroes die. And at the same time wishing the kid that they're keeping out could be that much of a man, but it's not. The sacrifice reward isn't enough, because kid does that, he's not going to be taken care of as a man. It's so convoluted. It's a twisting, turning thing, like fucking snakes in a pit. Fuck, writhe. Who is whom? And does any of it really matter? Does it? Here's the thing. This is what I won't tell. The office is a special assistant for Gulf War illnesses, because I don't want them to fucking decide that they don't care about me anymore. I feel fine.